Good morning. It started at 4:30 a.m. I hope that you enjoy it. Have a great day and please enjoy your new beginnings.
Hey Tia, good morning. What are we doing?
Good morning. We're gonna go see something really magical. Let's get it.
Hi Tia.
Hey,
Can you tell me about today's Sowing Fire episode?
today's Sowing Fire episode is all about new beginnings. Don't let that scare you.
What's a new beginning?
What's a new beginning? A new beginning is a birth. It's rebirth. A new beginning isn't really new. And I think that a lot of times people, let me pull off here real quick. A lot of times people get real caught up in their perspective of what a new beginning is. It's something big, scary. Look, everything comes from something before it. Everything in your entire life, in our entire lives, everything comes from something previous. There is nothing in this world that comes from nothing. Everything came from something. You came from your parents came from their parents, so on and so forth. New beginnings are the same thing. If it's something that you've outgrown, then basically a new beginning is the turning point. It's that 180-degree turn on the path. A new beginning is when you've outgrown the previous containments and you're ready to push on through and break out of whatever that looks like for you. That's a new beginning, but a new beginning is flow. A new beginning comes from something before it. And so I think that it's really important that when we look at something like a new beginning, I mean, look at this sunrise that's happening. Can you flip that? Look at that. Like, this is a new day. But this new day came from a previous night, which came from a previous day, which came from a previous night, which came from a previous day. So is it a new day? Yes. Is it a new beginning? Yes. But it came from something before it. That's a good one.
Why do people fear new beginnings?
Because we're stubborn. Best stuff in the world.
How can we bring on new beginnings?
How can we bring on new beginnings? By realizing that every moment is new. Every moment, this moment and this moment and this moment, every moment is new. So if you want to acknowledge that moment, there's your new beginning. If you don't want to acknowledge that moment, that's fine. You can keep perpetuating situations in life or you can change them. But by acknowledging this is a new moment here. I can do something different. Knowing that you're worth it to do something different if you want to have your change, your new beginning. New beginnings are like writing new chapters in our world. New beginnings are these really great blessings that we've all been graced with by our ability to realize and perceive that this moment is new. This moment is new. I've never been here before. That goes back to reactions and responses. A reaction is a repeated action. That's where repeated or repetitive action comes from. So when you're in a reactive state, basically what's happened is your brain filter, and we have a lot of brain filters, but your brain filter is trying to get you familiarized with whatever the situation is that's arising. So your brain filter tries to find an experience in your past that this energy right here in the present moment can be connected to, is similar to, is like. So what happens when people get into reactive states is your brain filter's kicked in. Your brain filter is trying to convince your mind, which is the great observer. We cannot localize our mind, right? We can go inside of our skulls and we can pull out our brain, but you can't go inside someone's head and pull out their mind. Your mind is the great witness. It's the great observer. So when you are in a reactive state, you have allowed that brain filter to tell you that this moment right here is like when you were 16 and you got in a fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or when you were 9 and your dad humiliated you for whatever reason in front of your friends. So the brain filter says, hey, this moment right here currently is like this time in your past, and you know how you got through that one, so we're gonna react in the same way that we did to that situation in the past to this current experience so we can get you through it. When we go into like brain filter mode, all we're doing is we're relying on old coping mechanisms. We're going back into survival mode, into survival ways of being. That's what the brain does when it hits the panic button. The panic button comes because we have chosen to perceive a threat. That threat is then cataloged by the brain filter and says, okay, this is like the thing that happened when you were 20, or this is like the thing that happened when you were 17. And then here comes your coping mechanism. Here comes your automatic repeated action. So when you are looking at things like they're new, this is a new moment, this is a new beginning, when you can choose to meet life like that in every moment, when you can do that, then you kind of bypass that brain filter kicking in and saying, oh, this is like when you are perceiving every new moment as new. What happens is you start to respond to life. This is where we get the word responsibility, our ability to respond. This means this is to the point where you are at your own self-awareness, where you are realizing that every unfolding moment is a new moment, is a new potential, is a new opportunity, is a new beginning. Thank you.
Yeah. It reminds me of cellular regeneration and cellular memory.
What about it?
Well, you're literally changing your cells and the memory in your cells when you do that. What you just talked about.
Why do we age? Why do we age the ways that we age? Why is it that you can go to the store and you can run into somebody that you went to high school with and you'll be like, whoa, they must have had a rough life. They must have hit some hard turns. Why do you then see somebody else at like yoga class that they're in their late 40s and they don't look beyond their mid 20s? How do we treat these new cells? Cellular memory, cellular regeneration, cellular rejuvenance. When you have a new cell come into your body, apoptosis, right? Cellular death, in order to live. When you have a new cell growing, that new cell is being infused by the energy that it can take from your body, but it's also infused by every thought that you have ever had and hold on to. That cell is also infused by every judgment that you have carried. It's also infused by every perception of victimhood, victor. It's also infused by every judgment that you give to yourself on a daily basis. I mean, think about how often you criticize yourself. Think about it. I'm giving you a moment. Think about how often in one day you criticize yourself. You tell yourself, oh, I'm not smart enough. Oh, I should have done. Oh my God, I can't even believe I did. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Why am I so stupid, not worthy, not good enough, unkind, ungentle? Why do we do these things? Why are we our own worst critics? But then, we're also our own saviors. That's a big one too, right? Like, there's nobody here that can live your life for you. There's nobody here who can make decisions for you unless you allow them. There's nobody here that is better at being you than you. It's so cliched, but also it's so true. So basically, if you want to feel good in life and you want to be able to make your turns and your pivots and your moves, then you got to meet these moments with this refreshed, revised, new vision, new beginnings, new opportunities. Patrick Collard, I learned from Patrick Collard, where there's life, there's hope. Where there's life, there's hope. Where there's life, there's hope. That's been a good one to live by. Thanks, Patrick.
What ways can we honor our new beginnings?
What ways can we honor our new beginnings? You can wake up in the morning time before the sun rises and greet your day like an old friend, like a really great friend that, when you see them, your life, that your life is more enriched for knowing this person. Treat your sunrises like that. Treat your morning time like that. Honor life. Honor you. When you catch yourself with that inner critic just going off, that's the most perfect opportunity for you to realize that you are being given this opportunity right now so you can work through it. You will have this moment right here, right now, this new beginning, so that you can make a change, so that you can pivot, so that you can make a turn on your journey. If you don't like the way things are going, you can change it. But we've grown up being conditioned to be told that we can't. But you really can. That's where the rebels come in, right? Because we get to come in, slip in through the cracks and throw you these little reminders. You can. It starts with your value, your self-worth system. I'm going to stop saying gotta. It's important for you to know that you are worthy for this change to happen. Another thing, you deserve to be proactive. You deserve to be aware of your actions, what you think about, the words that you speak, the actions that you take. Those are all coming together to create and to inform your new beginning. So whatever direction you want your new beginning to go in, it's important for you to take actions in that direction. You don't take tomato seeds, plant them in the ground, and then when they start to pop up, you don't get disappointed that it's not corn, right? You don't take cucumber seeds and plant those in the ground and say, man, why aren't these watermelons growing? It's the same with your thoughts. It's the same with your belief systems. It's the same with the conditions that you live by. Condition, these are my conditions, or to be loved conditionally, or to love unconditionally. I like that. To have these conditions just means to make an agreement with. So what have you made an agreement with in your life? Those are your conditions. So if you want to make changes and stuff, self-worth and value, and actions, words, belief systems, being honest with what you think about, being honest with how often you are criticizing yourself and other people, how often you are judging situations in your day or what you did in those situations. That's all going in to create in your new beginning. If you don't like the new beginnings that you're experiencing, then start checking your perception, because that's where all of this sits at, your perceptions. Well, how do I get to my perceptions, you might ask, right? No worries, I got an answer for you. Look, if you want to know what your perceptions are about a thing, take a look at what your emotions are about a thing. Your emotions will tell you the stories that you are writing about anything, about somebody, about a situation, about a relationship, about a happening in your world. Your emotions, what you get emotionally charged about, is typically your really great classroom that's trying to bring you lessons in this moment. That's why the situations are happening that are happening. I hear a lot of conversations with people. I hear a lot of stories about how people say, well, I don't know where to start. Well, look at the last thing that you really lost your presence over. Look at the last thing or the last time that you got reactive, because that situation right there is going to teach you something. Life isn't against you. It's really not. God doesn't hate you. You haven't done anything so horrible that you can't be forgiven. And ultimately, forgiveness just is, it's a state of mind and a state of being. And it's something somewhere where someone perceives that, this was wrong or unfair or an injustice. But in actuality, even that is a perception. So when somebody feels like, well, I need to forgive them, or I need to get their forgiveness, or, they better be forgiving. What if they're not? Is that going to ruin your day? Is that going to mess with your life? Is that going to completely change the chapter that you're writing right now? It doesn't have to. You see, you write this. And so your emotions give a really great indicator of what your perceptions, what the stories that you write about your experiences are and have been. A really amazing thing about our ability to write our own stories is that we have the ability to write anything into our stories. Marinate on that for a second. Look at this day. Look at this new beginning right here. What a blessing. We woke up today. Not everybody that went to sleep last night woke up today. This is a blessing. If you're listening to this right now, if you can see this with this sunrise coming through these trees up in these mountains, look at this. How can you tell me that your life isn't blessed? Look at this scene right here. This is life. This is growth. This is number one thing to be thankful for. Look how powerful this is. And if you're looking at this, or even if you're just listening, right now in this moment is your new beginning. Treat it like it. Have some fun with it. Put into it what you want to see reflected. What you want to see reflected back in your world. Put it into this moment right here, right now. What do you want? What do you want? Do you want respectful relationships? Do you want a career change? Do you want to start being kinder to yourself? Do you want to start holding your life as sacred so you can hold other life as sacred? What do you want to do with this moment? What do you want to do with this new beginning? The choice is yours. Y'all choose wisely, tribe. You got all the power. Thank you. So I hope that you have you've gotten some good reminders today, and I hope that you go out and you realize all of these new beginnings and new opportunities that are just waiting for you. I mean, when they say life is a treasure, it really is. You just gotta look for it. It's right there in front of you. It's just a matter of choosing to value yourself so that you can see clear. We all deserve that. You deserve it. I deserve it. This world needs it. So thank you. Thanks for doing your part and taking your steps, and ultimately just getting courageous and brave. It takes a lot to do this work, and you gotta be a little crazy to do it, but it's so worth it. Y'all take care, and until next episode, thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit your like button and the subscribe. We'll see you real soon. Have a great day and a new beginning.